Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Causey's Classics, brought to you by Black Hat Comics and Rocket and Milpitas, your one-stop shop for all things superhero. Shop online at black-cat-comics.com. This is a show about classic vintage comics, some of my favorite comics and books I think you're going to enjoy, books from all kinds of different eras. Our theme tonight is Black History in Comics to celebrate Black History Month. To give you a little heads up on if you're interested in purchasing any of the books that we're going to be talking about this evening, open up another window, go to black-cat-comics.com, click on Shop, click on Causey's Classics, and when you hear me say, make it live, hit refresh, and the book in my hand will magically appear on your screen. If you want to purchase that book, go through the whole process of, putting it in your shopping cart, checking out the whole thing. If you put it in your cart and Bob puts it in his cart and Bob checks out, Bob's going to get the book and you're going to miss out, and I don't want to make you sad. So that's the heads up on how it works. If you're not interested in purchasing a book tonight, sit back, relax, participate if you would like, and join in a conversation about some great comics. As I said, this evening our theme is Black History Month. A lot of great books to talk about. Want to throw a couple of caveats right in the beginning. This is not a political thing. This is not a comprehensive history lesson on African American culture in comics. I don't have enough time or enough comics to do that. Causey's Classics is a show about fun books. It's about books that I love, books I think are important, and books I think that you want to take home and give a forever home. So all those things being said, let's get right to it. Got some gems here tonight. Glad to have you with us. Thanks for joining me. You're going to be stoked because we've got some great books and great things to talk about this evening. Like to start with the more inexpensive books and work my way up. Going to start this evening with a personal favorite of mine. You hear me say personal favorite a lot. This is Marvel Team Up number 64, starring the Amazing Spider-Man and the Daughters of the Dragon. And many of you now know who the Daughters of the Dragon are if you've seen the Netflix Marvel shows. Misty Knight in here. So why do I have this comic? We're starting this evening with the first interracial kiss in comics. Yes, you all might know the first interracial kiss on television was, of course, in Star Trek. And just a few years later, it happens here in Marvel Team Up number 64, Iron Fist and Misty Knight. A little bit of Black history comics right there. Doesn't seem like such a thing these days, but back in the 1970s, it was a big deal. And there's lots of other reasons to love this book. First and foremost, it is an early opportunity for me to mention John Byrne, my all-time favorite comic creator, who I like to mention in just about every show I do. This is, of course, an awesome John Byrne issue of Marvel Team Up. It's a fantastic era of Marvel Team Up. If you don't know much about this book, it's one of the, frankly, one of the best books in the history of Marvel Comics because it teams up Spidey, everybody's favorite Marvel character, with all of the different characters of the Marvel Universe, and has story and art by all of the great creators of the era. Many keys in this run, and this Marvel Team Up number 64 is one of them. Like I say, a personal favorite of mine, as many of them are. I'm a big fan of Iron Fist, big fan of Daughters of the Dragon, big fan of Marvel Team Up. We're letting this one go for just $10. Like I say, starting the show a little easy, but I would encourage you to pick this up. And again, pick up all of these, written by Chris Claremont, drawn by John Byrne. You might know those two. They had a run on X-Men that got a little buzz. So, like I say, the first interracial kiss in comics, starting out with a little levity, just $10. Let's go ahead and make it live.
And sorry for the technical difficulties. It looks like the screen's not coming out very clear. So apologize to those on Facebook and YouTube if it looks a little pixelated.
Are we looking a little pixelated? Well, for my face, that's probably pretty good, but for the books, that's probably not so good. So
make that live.
Marvel Team Up number 64, Super awesome.
And we're live.
Love that book. Super. I say John Byrne art, you can't beat it. All right, moving on to boy, one of my favorite. You'll hear me say that a lot. My favorite, but this time, I guess I mean it every time. This guy is Captain America number 144. Anybody that has spent a minute with me in my store knows that Captain America is my favorite. A huge fan of the Falcon, was always a huge fan of the Falcon. Boy, this book has a whole lot going on. So first of all, well, let me talk about the importance of the book. The importance of the book, this is not the Falcon's first appearance. His first appearance, I think, is in 117. This is the first appearance of this costume. He does not first appear in this costume, in the cool red and white suit that everybody knows. This is, well, I don't want to spoil the story, but this story is about him getting the cool suit and where he gets it from and how it works and all that cool stuff. But lots of other things to say about this book. So I feel personally the Falcon is hugely important to the history of African-American representation in comics for a number of reasons. First and foremost, the Falcon is not a sidekick. The Falcon is a partner. The Falcon is Captain America's best friend, Steve Rogers' best friend. And so they hang out and fight crime and do what they do. Just like he says in the movie, I do the same thing he does, just a little slower. And so, like I say, Falcon gets equal representation in the title, equal time, equal everything. As I say, he's the partner. He's not a sidekick. He's not a secondary character in the book by any stretch of the imagination, and that makes it a very big deal. And when I came into comics, it was Captain America and the Falcon, and like I say, he's has been one of my favorite characters for a long time. Love me Falcon, love me some Red Wing. Very good for Falcon and Winter Soldier to start a Netflix show. So this is a pretty key book for the Falcon. As I say, this is the first appearance of his, well, at the time was his new costume. It's the costume that he's known for and is especially awesome. Love this whole run of Captain America. The 60s, 70s was a really great time for the book. And I should say for this issue particularly, in reference to a Black History Month conversation, that like a lot of books in the 70s, especially in Captain America, this definitely touches on those kind of social issues that unfortunately we're still talking about today. Falcon is pondering his place in the superhero world, his place in the world in general, and very timely, and of course very timely back in the day as well. So really great book, really important for the Falcon, really important in the scope of Captain America. We've got it for just 15 bucks. It's not in mint condition. It's definitely a reader copy book. Got a little water damage, a little this or that, but 15 bucks is a great price to pay for this book, and great price for a little piece of Marvel Comics history. Tons of fun right here. So let's go ahead and make it live. This is Captain America number 144, the new suit of the Falcon, and a socially conscious issue. Love me some Falcon. And everybody else does too. That's why he's on TV now. Very cool. Make sure that gets in. I got a couple of questions over here. What's the difference between reading novels and reading a comic book? Comic books have wonderful art. So rather than making it up in your own mind, you can see how George Perez did it. And your other question, as parents, which would you recommend? Reading. I recommend all reading to parents and reading to all people. I strongly recommend comics for parents, for teachers, to give to younger readers for a number of reasons. One, of course, is the inspiration of imagination. Second, the art inspires things like drawing and all the great creative aspects that come from things besides reading. You get all the great stories, but you also get all the great different arts and color and all that kind of thing, and it makes reading fun and makes reading interesting. So I'm always talking up the greatness of comics. Thanks for the question. Moving on. Okay. In my little corner of the world, again, Causey's Classics. This isn't some comprehensive thing of all things comics, but I think we can all agree. Sorry, let me turn this. I think we can all agree that the Black Panther is one of the most important African characters in all of comics. And this Jungle Action is a really, really important book. Okay, this is Jungle Action number 7. And I can't say enough about this title, but I'll do my best. So Jungle Action is where Black Panther gets his own title. Luke Cage, or Hero for Hire number 1, is the first Marvel comic starring an African-American character as the lead. But of course, the Black Panther appears in Fantastic Four number 52. He is popularly considered the first mainstream black superhero. After Fantastic Four 52, 53, you don't see him too much. He reappears in Jungle Action number 5, which is a reprint of an Avenger story, and then number 6 is the first Black Panther in his own series kind of thing, which is really awesome. The reason I'm showing you number 7 is for a couple of reasons. One, again, this is a hugely important series. Jungle Action, running from number 5 to like number 17, is where you get all of the real backstory of Wakanda, the development of Black Panther's side characters, and like I say, they really show you Wakanda and dig into the history, the technology, everything. A lot of the things that come out and that you see in the movie come from this series. And that's hugely important. Why I'm showing you number 7 particularly, mostly because number 5 and number 6 are really expensive. But here in number 7, you might remember the especially cool waterfall scene from the movie where T'Challa is fighting Killmonger for the throne. Well, that happens in this book, in Jungle Action number 7. Let me very carefully show you this cool fold-out page. Super awesome. Gary Friedrich. So Black Panther, Jungle Action number 7. Like I say, a lot of what you saw in the movie happens in this issue. Most of what you know from the movie happens in this series. Most you know about Black Panther comes from this series. Obviously, I encourage everybody to pick up the Epic Collection from the Fantastic Four, When Calls Galactus, because, boy, those are some of the greatest comics of all time. And in there is Fantastic Four number 52 and 53, first and second appearance of Black Panther. In that Epic trade shows you all the early issues of this series, Jungle Action, and they're awesome. So if you love Black Panther, like everybody does, if you're looking to pick up something for Black History Month, you can't go wrong with Jungle Action number 7. And you can't go wrong with anything from Black Panther. Jungle Action number 7, Killmonger, the cool waterfall scene from the movie. Let's go ahead and make it live. And while I'm on the subject of Black Panther, I wanted to show this one because this is him in his own series for the first time, and that's incredibly awesome. But going to show you, here's that word favorite, one of my favorite Black Panther comics, because of course it's got Captain America in it, is Tales of Suspense number 98. Again, just before the Jungle Action series, in between FF53 and stuff, this shows you a little bit of the history of Black Panther. This shows you a little bit of the history of Wakanda. This is Cap taken on T'Chaka, T'Challa's father, of course, back in the day during the war. Like I say, cool piece of Marvel history, cool piece of comics history, amazing cover, very classic cover that you've probably seen. Again, one of my favorite books. Love me some Tales of Suspense. It's a split book of Iron Man and Captain America. Number 99 is the last issue. Number 100 is Cap's own book, and then Iron Man gets his own book. So 98 is pretty important. Again, early appearance of Black Panther. One thing, again, in a conversation about Black History Month and African-American representation, or in this case, African representation in comics. one of the hugely, hugely important things about the Black Panther is that, much like I said about the Falcon being an equal partner, the Falcon is not a sidekick. He does everything Captain America does. It was very important to Stan Lee and Jack Kirby that you understand that Wakanda is the most advanced nation on Earth. It's very important that you understand that the Black Panther is the smartest guy in the Marvel Universe. He's smarter than Reed Richards. He's a better fighter than Captain America. It's established that the Black Panther is the hero of the Marvel Universe. And that's, like I say, particularly important back in the 60s and still important today. Love me some Black Panther. Like I say, this is a really, really great book. Tales of Suspense, number 98. The split book.
We're having a lot of internet problems.
Oh no, we have connection problems?
Yeah.
Sorry, folks. Bear with us, because these comics are awesome. We've got more great books to show you. Early Black Panther appearance. This is Suspense 98. Check them out, taking on Captain America. Let's go ahead and make it live.
All right, and we're live.
And we're live. This book up, it's awesome. Pick up all of these Tales of Suspense because they're really great. Okay, moving on. Now, talk about a little DC. I've been a little Marvel heavy because, of course, like I say, everybody loves Black Panther. Everybody loves the Falcon. Let's talk about John Stewart, the Green Lantern, made a little more famous through the DC animated series. This is Justice League of America, number 110, the second appearance of John Stewart, the Green Lantern. Everybody's looking forward to John Stewart making an appearance in the movies. Everybody loves John Stewart. Like I say, mostly made popular in the cartoons, but if you're an old school Green Lantern fan like I am, like a lot of people are, you know and love John Stewart. Certainly more than, I've even blocked out the name, the redhead guy, the One Punch dude. Nobody likes that guy. Anyway, so 1,000 reasons to talk about this. Number one, first and foremost, 100-page giant. If you love the classic comics, then you know these 100-page giants. You love these 100-page giants. And this one is in beautiful, beautiful condition. You can see that square spine. Really hard to find these 100-page giants with square spines. And look at the bright white color on that, which tells you that it's in really good shape. Not sure if you can see that through the screen, but it is really good. Yes.
Jungle Action is sold out.
All right. A wise, wise person picked up Jungle Action number 7. Good move. Justice League of America, 110, supersized, 110 pages. The second appearance of John Stewart, Green Lantern. And this one tells you how he got the ring. I don't want to spoil it for you. It's actually kind of hysterical in the way that 70s comics are. There's a, I don't know, when you read 70s books, you kind of realize that that maybe they're made for kids. And look at there, a little Christmas story. You got to love Christmas stories. Like I say, John Stewart is certainly one of the great and most popular African-American characters in comics. The Green Lantern Corps, of course, is all about diversity, both on this planet and on every other. So it's very fitting, of course, that they have an African-American Green Lantern. And like I say, John Stewart's really cool. Very different from Hal Jordan, very different from all the other Green Lanterns. Military background, tough guy. And like I say, in this one, you find out how he gets the ring, which is especially awesome. 100 pages, really, really great condition. We've got this one for $75. It's kind of top dollar because, like I say, it's really hard to find these 100-pagers in this kind of condition. And that kind of bright colors and nice pages and square spine. Good stuff. And just to note, it's also got some stories, the Justice Society, Zatanna, and the murder of Santa Claus. You got to read about the murder of Santa Claus. Look at the poor guy with his face in the snow. Second appearance of John Stewart, $75, mint condition. Let's go ahead and make it live. Love some Justice League of America. And on the subject, while I've got probably the only DC book here for the night, you should also track down the first appearance of Lucius Fox. Lucius Fox is one of the great African-American characters of comics, certainly one of the great characters of DC Comics. And of course, he's been very established over the years and only becomes more and more important in the whole Bat mythos. And of course, Steel, track down the first appearance of Steel, another great character. Second appearance of Stewart. Awesome, awesome stuff. All right, now, going to dig a little deep. Going to get into some comics history. Going to show you guys a very, very rare, very awesome book. This is Friday Foster #1 from Dell Comics, 1972. Friday Foster #1. And you're saying, Cause, what is that? What is Dell? What is that you've got in your hand? Okay, so there's 1,000 little bits of awesomeness about this book. First of all, let me just throw it out there. Open up another window, go to any site you like, and see if you can find a copy of this book. Yes, you can get on eBay. Take a look at those prices. They go for $100, $200. Go to all of the comic sites you can find. They don't have one. Mile High doesn't have one. Midtown doesn't have one. This is a really hard book to find. To say, if you don't believe me, open up another window and try and find one while I'm doing some talking. Okay, so Friday Foster from Dell Comics. This is the Friday Foster was originally a newspaper strip, and she was the first newspaper strip starring a African-American character in the fashion magazine character that has adventures. But Friday Foster was a hugely, hugely important comic strip, and they gave her her own title. It only ran one issue. Dell Comics did one issue of Friday Foster. All the others are just in newspapers. Ablaze Comics is putting together a hardcover collection of the newspaper strips, but this book is not in that collection. This book is not reprinted. And like I said, very, very hard to find. Hugely, hugely important in the discussion of African-American representation and Black history in comics. And we're really stoked to have a copy. And just sort of only letting it go because I like to put really cool, really special books on those. So Friday Foster, if you don't know much about, you need to learn a lot about Dell Comics. Like Gold Key, Dell is one of the huge publishers from back in the day. Years old like me, you love some Dell. And like I say, you're not going to find this book anywhere else. What do we got, $100 on it?
It is Friday Foster's $150.
$150. Got $150 on it. Like I say, if you go on eBay, you won't find one for under $2. If you go anywhere else, you're not going to find one. I'm just putting it up here because it's a special show and it's a special book. So pick this up. Don't let this get by you. Very, very cool. Friday Foster #1, Dell Comics. Really neat book. Really special piece of comic book history. And live. Let's get this to magically appear. So as I said at the top, open up another window, go to black-cat-comics.com, click on shop, click on Causey's Classics. Take a look at all the books that we've been talking about and pick them up. Give them a good home, particularly this one before I wise up and take it home myself. Okay, now, last but not least, the gem. Are you guys ready? Are you ready?
Drum roll.
Drum roll. So there's a little show called WandaVision, and that's kind of taken the world by storm. Even before the show, this book was on fire, and boy, the price jumps and jumps and jumps every single week. So here's your opportunity to pick up the first appearance of Monica Rambeau, known in comics as Captain Marvel. Don't think that's going to be the name they give her in the cinematic universe. They'll probably call her Photon or one of the names that, one of the many names she came to be known as. But in her first appearance, she was known as Captain Marvel because at the time there wasn't a Captain Marvel. So can't say enough about this book. Like all the other books that we've talked about. #1, it's an Amazing Spider-Man annual #16. Everybody loves Amazing Spider-Man. Everybody loves double-sized annuals. Hugely important first issue. One thing I love about Monica Rambeau, And I should also bring up this one of the many things, like I love Storm, who first appears in Giant Size X-Men. Not only is she an excellent example of African American representation in comics, but I like this character for two reasons. One, a lot of early African-American comics always black something. The aspect of being black was always in the name and always hit you over the head with a club. And Monica's character doesn't do that. Second, though she's a Captain Marvel, she's not derivative of any male character or any other character. Her power set is very unique. Her history is very unique. The stories that they tell with her are very unique. Honestly, she's one of those characters that's a little bit overpowered, and so they didn't know what to do with her as time went on, and so you don't see her a lot until the more recent comics. But she's a great character, and again, excellent representation of African Americans in comics. Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 16. We've got it for $150. That's a steal. I say this book is just going up and up and up and up. Pick up this one. Be on the lookout for Avengers number 227. That's the one where she joins the Avengers. Another one of my favorite all-time books. Like I say, love Monica. Really great to see her on the show. Really great to see her becoming part of the MCU. I'm certain that she'll be in the next wave of movies and whatnot. This is a really key book. It has been for a few years now, and of course, as I say, right now it's just exploding. So here's your opportunity to grab one. Again, I don't imagine many stores are willing to part with theirs. Because again, the price is going up and up. The book only gets hotter and hotter. But like I say, it's a show about Black History Month, and I like to have really special, really key book on the show. So I'm busting it out just for you. Somebody find this thing a good home. She's in beautiful condition, as you can see. Again, bright whites, bright yellows. I always say yellow and purple are two great colors to look at for grading. Because honestly, white can fading, right? But bright yellows, popping yellows, and deep, rich purples let you know that the book's in great shape. Really fun title, especially for a first appearance. Let's go ahead and make it live. First appearance of Monica Rambeau, Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 16. Really fun book. Good stuff. So, lots of great books to talk about. Lots of other things we could talk about. Okay, first of all, for a few modern books. The first appearance of Miles Morales is a great book for Black history. And let's not forget Spawn number 1. Let's not forget that the best-selling comic of all time stars an African-American character. Spawn is awesome. Been talking about him a lot this week. Pick up the first issue that I think we have on the wall back there. And pick up the new issue this week along with that giant compendium. And really quick, I'll make a quick plug for all of these awesome Hero for Hire Luke Cage books I've got back here for Black History Month. It's for you to book a virtual appointment and take a look at those guys close up and pick them up because they're awesome. Great run of books from a great African-American character.
Oh, we just sold Marvel Team Up.
Oh, some Marvel Team Up 64, the first interracial kiss in comics. Great job. Great move by wonderful John Byrne comic. Pick up every comic from John Byrne.
And I'm sorry again. I apologize for the internet connection, guys. I don't know what's going on tonight. Sorry about that.
Sorry for the wonkiness, but hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you liked the books. Yes.
Tales of Suspense also just sold.
All right. Found a good forever home for that Tales of Suspense.
An Amazing Spider-Man Annual.
And the annual. Okay, this is the gem. I should say, Friday Foster is the book. Comic historians, people with a couple bucks, people who want to invest in a comic, pick this up. But yes, first Monica Rambeau is a real gem. All of these have been real gems. The second appearance of John Stewart's a great book. They're all great books. So that about wraps up another episode of Causey's Classics. As much fun as I did. Want to let you know that this weekend is the big DC Comics sale, Saturday and Sunday. from tomorrow morning until Sunday at midnight. Got everything DC Comics 25% off. Lots of great books and trades and things to choose from. That's our last big publisher sale for February. So take advantage of that because it's tons of fun. Then tune back in next Wednesday as we get all the new books. You can find the new comic video every Wednesday, Facebook and YouTube. Then tune back in next Saturday as we talk about all the fun stuff on Comic Shop Talk Live. So that about wraps us up for tonight. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your Black History Month. Black Cat Comics, rockin' Milpitas.